I'll go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 19. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 19. And he saith unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So that's what we come out here to Athens, Georgia to do. We are fishers of men. We come out here to look out, to help our people and solve our people's problems and give them solutions according to the Bible. That the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of Israel according to the scriptures. And through slavery, we lost who we were. Through 1492 and 1619. And now we call ourselves today black, Mexican, Puerto Rican. Give me Deuteronomy 28:37. Because all these words were not given to us by the Most High God. We were given these names through our disobedience to the Lord. Go ahead. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. So the Lord said we would be an astonishment, meaning we would be the ones at the top of the streets, and the nations look at us and they go, wow, these are God-chosen people. It really don't look like it, because we don't act like it. Bring it up. Our women dress any type of way. Our men sell drugs to their own people. They don't want to act right. He said we'd be a proverb, which is a wise saying. Like the best way to hide something from a black man is to put it in a book. And he said we'd be a byword. African American, black, Negro. All these words were given to us because of our disobedience. Give me Isaiah 65 and 15. Because even our last names are cursed. But our people, they'll be proud to call themselves by their slave last name. Read that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse. So the Lord said we would leave our name for a curse. Meaning we wouldn't be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon no more. Hey, brother man right there, come here for a second. You got some time? So the Lord said we would leave our name for a curse. We'll be called Jenkins, Watson, Stephen, Jenkins. None of those names mean anything. Give me Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28. A prince that has. Get that for me right there. Because the names that we are called today mean nothing. But the Lord gave us a name. Read that. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God. So Jenkins don't mean nothing. Scott don't mean nothing. Before we will call any of those names, we will call the children of Israel. That's right. For a prince has thou power with God. My brother right there, you a prince that has power with God, bro. That's right. What's your nationality? If I were to ask you your race, what would you call yourself? You would say black? You would say black. Now, can I go to the land called black?
He said African.
African American?
Yeah.
Oh. Can I go to a land called African American? There's a land called African American. African Americans are named by two different white men, Americo Vespucci and Leo Scipio Africanus. Those are two Caucasian white men. Do you come from two Caucasian white men? No, right? So look at this sign right here for me. I want you to look to the right. That's what God gave us, and to the left, that's what you were given through slavery. Now, what would you call yourself? According to the Bible. If the Lord said we would leave our name for a curse, read that again for us. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
The Lord said that we would leave our name for a curse. That prophecy came to pass because you came up here, you called yourself African American. Right? So, through slavery, we lost our God-given name. Did you know slavery was in the Bible? Did you know that? Did you know that? Where can I go to find it?
What was the Bible?
Slavery was in the Bible?
I haven't read it myself, no.
Never read that? What? If I were to ask you, what's your nationality?
What?
Your nationality? Like,
I'm black.
Black,
I don't
right?
really consider myself nothing, really.
You don't really consider yourself as...
Well,
Well, guess what? Isaiah 1 and 3, because guess what? The Lord said that we wouldn't know who we were in these last days.
Bring it out.
Proving that you are the children of Israel.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knows his owner.
So an ox, a cow, knows his owner, right? A dumb animal knows his owner. Go ahead.
And the ass, his master's crib.
Ass is a donkey. I could walk my donkey all the way to Gainesville. Guess what? He'll know how to find his way back. Read.
And the ass, his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know.
We don't know who he is.
My people doth not consider.
And a lot of our people don't consider, but you consider it and come over here and learn. So I'm going to teach you. You from the tribe of Judah? Take a look at the sign.
I'm a child of God.
Well, that's 12. Look.
I don't get it all the way up. I'm just a child of God. My God,
Okay, I got you.
because you know what, this world been around, we've been around for a long, long time.
Check this out.
And a lot of stuff,
I'm going to show you who you are according to the Bible. I'm going to show you who you are according to it. You are a child of God. We all are. We the sons and daughters of the living God. Only the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Not no other nation. Not the white man, not the Arab, not the Chinese. You, him, and me. We God's chosen people. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said if we didn't listen to do all his commandments, that curses would come upon us and overtake us. He's talking to a specific nation of... We're going to find out who this nation of people is. Is the curse a good thing or a bad thing? Before I move on. Curse. Like if I curse you out, is that a good thing or a bad thing? No, we're going to see if it's a good or bad. You said a bad thing? Okay. Verse 16.
This Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
The Lord said we would be cursed in the city. Where in America, if I go to a major city in America, where am I going to find mostly blacks, Hispanics, and natives? Think about it. Like in Atlanta. Where can I find a lot of black people? Where they killing each other, they selling drugs to each other, single parent households. Where can I go to find them? The Lord said we would be cursed. Because the Lord said we would be cursed in the city. We would be getting shot down in the streets. Right? That's a curse of God. Because we chose not to do his commandments. He said, okay, I'm going to make you cursed in the city. You're going to live in the worst housing. You're going to be in Section 8 government housing. You're going to be getting shot down by your enemies. You're going to be the first fired, last hired. Right? Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now, when were we cursed in the field? Think about it.
I guess when they was out there in slavery days.
Slavery, right? Take a look at the poster. That's when we were cursed in the field. So the Lord said we will be cursed in the city and cursed in the field because why? See if you're paying attention. Why were we cursed in the city and cursed in the field? See if you were paying attention. Read 15 again.
Because of sin.
What is sin? What is sin? We're going to read Deuteronomy 28:15 again, then I'm going to show you what sin is.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the Lord said that we didn't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, which is his Bible. That's how you hear God. Because he ain't going to come out the sky and speak to you. Right?
To observe, to do all his commandments.
We didn't observe this Bible to do all his commandments that Moses gave our forefathers in the wilderness. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So why are we cursed in the city and cursed in the field? Because we chose not to keep God's commandments. Right.
But tell me something then. Why they say, Bible have the New Testament and the Old Testament, and it says but the Bible says the New Testament applies to us now. And before Jesus came, it was the Old
Let me show you
Testament.
something. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
The New Testament. So that's where everybody lives.
I'm going to show you what Christ came to do. He never did away with Old or New Testament. They both the same. The Bible repeats itself. But it has to be read a specific way. I know. I'm going to answer your question. I'm just giving you my side of it according to the scripture. Matthew 5:17. We're going to show you. Just pay attention. Coming from the New Testament, but it's going to explain how both Old and New are relevant. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
So these letters are in red. When the letters are in red, who's speaking? Christ, right? Read it again.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
So Christ said, I didn't come to do away with the laws of Moses. Read.
Or the prophets.
Or what the prophets said, because they wrote of Christ. And I can prove that. Give me Psalms chapter 22, verse 16 real quick. How you doing, brother, man? You got time, come back.
You're going to the plantation.
Fuck the plantation. Okay.
Y'all be forgetting.
Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 22, verse 16. For dogs have compassed me.
Dogs to the other nations. That's what the Lord calls these other nations, because they are nothing to him. They like dogs. Read.
For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me.
That's going into our people, because our wicked as hell, baby. Read.
They pierced my hand.
They did what?
They pierced my hand.
We're reading in the Old Testament. But this happened to Christ, right? They pierced his hands, right? They crucified him. But this Christ right here in the Old Testament speaking. Read.
And my feet.
That's Christ in the Old Testament. So he didn't come to destroy the laws or what the prophets said. Go back, Matthew 5:17.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He didn't come to destroy the law or what the prophet said, but to fulfill what was said of him in the Old Testament. He came to fulfill. Hebrews 10:4. We're going to see what he came to fulfill.
I gotta go, man. But I'm suggesting y'all take y'all message over here. I'm saying
God bless you. God bless you.
You have a good one, brother. Shalom. Most High Christ bless you.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 1. For the law, having a shadow of things come,
Things to come is Christ. Read.
and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the coming thereunto perfect.
Right. The sacrifices in the Old Testament, the Levitical priests, it can never make us perfect. We would cut a lamb throat and go back and commit the same sin. So Paul's saying it never made us perfect in that covenant. Read.
But then will they not have ceased to be offered? Because that the worshippers once purged should have had no more conscience of sin. But in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sin every year. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sin.
Right. The blood of bull and goats can't take away sins no more. Why is that? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
Right. Sacrifice the offering thou wouldest not, because a body has thou prepared. That body is Christ. So showing that the law of sacrifice was the only law done away with in the Old Testament. But we still got to keep the Sabbath, which our people choose to break today. Right? Get that in Exodus 28. Get that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
But the Lord said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. To keep it holy from all the other days of the week. Right? Read.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy works, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So 6 days do we have to labor and do all our work. 6 days, but the 7th day, which is not Sunday, not according to the scriptures, because that's sun worship. That's what the false doctrine Christianity teaches. But Saturday is the holy day of the Lord. Right? Give me Nehemiah 10 and 31. Because we're not also we're not supposed to buy on the Sabbath, or cook, or clean. Right? But our people choose to break the Sabbath willingly. Read.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals,
ware and victuals is going into things of food, necessities of clothes, any of that, right? Go ahead.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day.
Right. We shouldn't buy anything or sell anything on the Sabbath day. Hey, brother over there, come here for a second, man, if you got a minute. Go back to Deuteronomy. Give me 28 and 64. Right? Because through slavery,